Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, race fans. Welcome to GenX. And it is Sunday. That can only mean one thing. It is Same Car Sunday, where this gaggle of goons jumps into their fast street cars, puts on racing soft tires, and goes for broke on different tracks each week. Today, we are driving the incredibly beautiful, awesome, fast, and stupidly expensive Lexus LFA. So get ready. I think this is going to be a wonderful race. Let's see what these folks have in store for you today. We have 6 on track, which seems a little crazy because this is incredibly fun, this series. Everybody's driving the same car. So it's really a test of what your skill level is as a driver more than it is a car factor, the power of the beast that you happen to be driving. In this instance, everybody is driving the same car. Everybody has the exact same performance level. It's all a matter of how you drive it. So that makes this series particularly fun to participate in and a lot of fun to commentate on, if I'm honest. So who are we looking at today? This is Marky B, Mr. Scruffy Toff. I am an American, so I don't know what that means. And he is sporting a new livery with the blue lightning bolts and fluorescent green paint with the wild Joker red wheels. So he will definitely need to put that up for the Best Livery of the Season award. Beautiful job, Mark. And it's great to see you on track again. Mark was unable to do commentary last week. He had some other things he had to take care of. So, I was lucky enough to get the Thursday night assignment. And he is back. He is in the car and he is ready to race. Sitting up there in second position, very close to Mick, our friend from Australia. I hope that's right. I think I see the Southern Cross on your flag. Apologies if it's New Zealand. I know how you folks feel about that. And there's Rob. Hello, Rob. Mr. Splatter. Banging away on the track. Very cool livery. Rob is nothing if not hilariously funny, and his liveries always give us something to smile about. Today, on his rear window, just on the other side of that wing, sticking up, it says "The Last and the Furious." That's just Rob being humble. Rob's actually pretty fast. Of course, he'll never tell you that. And here's Glava taking a rest, smoking a nice little ciggy. And here he comes. He's out. Rob, that LFA doesn't have an ashtray, so you probably want to throw it out the window and get started. Here he goes. And here comes the rear wing. Nice and erect whenever you get to speed. So Glava is back. He had to miss last Thursday's race, unfortunately. So it's great to see him back in his Mars bar livery. We can't get those in the United States anymore. It's really sad. We have lots and lots of Mars candies, but we don't have the regular old-fashioned Mars bar. I don't understand it. All right, here's Jagon Solo, our friend from Jacksonville, Florida. Just about a day's drive away from where I live in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. And Jagan has decided to go for the understated red livery. He decided to come in the sleeper today. And here's Justin, Senor Kobayashi Maru. And he has decided to do an understated livery as well. He seems to like the green. LFA is his favorite car, I think, in the entire world. And I don't begrudge him that. It is an incredible car. It took engineers at Toyota something like 6 years to bring that car into production. They had to work with a couple of different companies to build an engine for it. They finally settled on one, and it was light, it was fast, it was so beautiful, and it was terribly expensive. The same goes for every component in the car. Everything is bespoke. So when the car came to market in 2010, I believe it was, it had already undergone, I think, $1 billion worth of development. So when they did finally get the car to market, it was not particularly well received. And it's unfortunate, but it happened for two reasons. One is it took so long to develop the car that other manufacturers had pretty much caught up to where Toyota was with the Lexus LFA. And so where it would have been an incredibly special car had it come out 3 or 4 years earlier, it was just great. It wasn't astonishing. It wasn't groundbreaking necessarily. On some aspects it was, to be fair. But the car came in at such a high price, over $300,000, I think, close to, well, maybe more than that. In pounds, 250,000, whatever it was. I don't have the figures in front of me, but whatever it was, the cost of it was astronomical compared to something like the GTR from Nissan, which, by all accounts, was every bit the car that the LFA was in terms of performance. Now, certainly not in terms of luxury, beauty, and certainly its bespoke characteristics. So it didn't sell well, and it barely sold at all, as a matter of fact. Some famous people drove it. I think Paris Hilton was one of them. But the car never really took off. It was just too much money, and it just wasn't considered that great a car for its time. Which is really unfortunate, because it really is unique. It truly is a one-of-a-kind beast. Now, on the racetrack, it is proving to be, even with racing soft tires, rather slippery. And this Nurburgring sprint track is not going to help that situation. It's a very slippery track. It's if you're used to the Nurburgring Grand Prix, that one corner is really going to surprise you. It comes up very quickly. And when you're on the Grand Prix track, it's usually a nice, quick left-hander. And so when you set yourself up for it, I'm just talking about myself because I don't know the sprint track at all. But if you're unfamiliar with the sprint track, when you go into the one corner that you expect to be a rather sweeping left-hander that you can go through in, say, like third, even fourth gear, you're going to be met with a very sudden right turn that is about 100 meters away from where you would normally turn left. And so if you're not used to this track, it'll be easy to get caught out. So we'll see who's practiced. We're going to know as soon as they hit that right-hander. If they don't go into the wall, it means they practice. Well, here we are. It is the end of qualifying for Splatter. Mick is still on track. And it appears that he is done. His lights are flashing. So Mick is going to end up in P1 and start at pole positions. So congratulations. Our buddy from the Land of Oz has come in P1 in qualifying. Let's see how that shakes out in the race. Oh, look, the Invisible Man's driving his car. Oh, wait. No, it's right-hand drive. Oh, my God. I thought he was a passenger. Oh, why do you Aussies drive on the wrong side of the road? It's just maddening. So, congratulations, Mark, who is chilling in the pits right now, for coming in P2 and being on the front row. Rob, third. A great run. Jaggin Solo, another great run in his plain red LFA, if anything about the LFA could be considered plain. There's Glavin the Mars Bar in fifth position, and Justin, JJ Kobayashi Maru, is slipping and sliding down the track. Not even attempting to put in his best lap, but just having a good old time in his favorite car in the whole wide world. Oh, it looks like he's going to give Rob a little hello. Hi, Rob. How many screw right beside of your car? Oh, looks like he's got a nice little booger up there on his left front. No telling where he landed that thing. All right, we are getting ready for the race. Ordinarily, we are going to take about 2 minutes for a bio break or to change tires. But today there will be no changing tires. Everybody's going to be on racing softs. So congratulations, Mick, on grabbing P1. Mick is one of our newest members, and we are so excited to have him. We've seen him in another race before this. I think it was the Group 4 race. I had the pleasure of meeting him and racing against him, and he is a fast boy. And he seems particularly suited for the LFA. So, man, I can't wait to see how this works out. Now, Mark is fast too. I don't know if Mark is going to be on a wheel today or his controller. He's very fast on a wheel, and he'll tell you only so-so on a controller. So, hopefully he's got his wheel back to working. He was having some trouble with his pedals and wasn't able to be on it for a while. Hopefully he's back. Rob in third position. He will be on the second row beside Jagan Solo, another one of our wonderful new members. Welcome, Jagan. Glava, one of our old favorites from Croatia. It's really good to see you, Glava. And our team principal, our esteemed and one and only Justin, is rounding out the field in sixth position. So best of luck to all of you. Have a great race. Just like Mick said, have a great race. Thanks, Mick. Hey, Jagan. How you doing? Is anybody in the chat? There's Jagan in the chat. Wow, how'd you manage that, buddy, with the race and everything? All right. Yeah, remember to come back for the second race. I think that's rather important. And also, somebody please save it, just in case I forget to. We are about to begin here. Before we start, I just wanted to mention that Mark and I, the two commentators, are going to be working on a week in review. This is going to start it off, this race here. So stay tuned for that on a YouTube near you. As we prepare to start the race, let's get some information up here. All right, lights are up. Everybody's stomping on the brake and the fuel pedal. Boom, here we go. We're off. Jagan gets a little bit of a jumpy start. Splatter maintains his position. Scruffy Top has got the inside line. Let's see if he can make it stick. Ooh, Splatter on the outside. He's found some space, found some pace. Got plenty of lateral adhesion on those tires. But can't get around. And now Kobayashi Maru is making a move on him on the inside. Let's see if he can get him on the outside. Coming around the right-hander. All right, now we're coming up to the ugly, ugly hairpin. Looks like everybody came prepared for this one. Everybody gets through cleanly. Apologies for the jiggeriness of the cars. Apparently this lobby has got a little bit of latency as Mick goes off track a little bit. Manages to hang on to that slippery LFA. And that does not advantage Scruffy. Mick is hard on the pedal. He's very committed. Now coming into the chicane. Oh, looks like Kobayashi Maru and Splatter were just about to bump uglies. If they both get through, Kobayashi Maru not as well as Splatter as he picks up a half-second penalty. That's not too bad for him. All right, he served his time, got out of everybody's way. Fair play for Justin as always. Oh, no, he didn't serve. All right. My mistake. He just moved over to the right to... Oh, and he goes off. Oh, he just pushed a little too hard. He was trying to get the inside so he could close off that gap. and get around Splatter on that hairpin. Just couldn't make it stick and goes into the gravel. So Justin's going to be back on the hind foot for a bit, 3.5 seconds behind the pack. How's Mick doing up front? So Mick is getting a little wild. That car can be a real handful on this track. So many turns. That car was built for power. It wasn't really built for corners, apparently. Although people who love the car might say otherwise. Having driven that bad boy, and it's a fun car to drive, but it can be a handful on a tricky track. So Scruffy doing everything he can to get under Mick's wing. Mick is having none of it. Mick is starting to pull away ever so slowly. One tick at a time. Now up to 1.6. And climbing. And that means that Scruffy is not going to be in his slipstream, so things are just looking even worse for Mark at the moment. Mark is going to have to find some extra pace if he hopes to catch up to Mick, who apparently has been eating his cornflakes and practicing in this LFA. Lava now in third position. He's taken over from from Splatter, who has dropped down to fifth. Now up in fourth. He gets that round on the inside of Jagan. Gets the inside line on this tight right-hander. And coming into the hairpin, the surprise hairpin. Pulls away a little bit, but not much. Jagan is going to get into his slip, most likely, when we come to the long straight with the big sweeping right. So let's see what he can do. Let's get him inside of Jagan's head here and see how he's approaching this. I'm going to grab the keyboard here so we can do this a little bit more smoothly. Oh, man, he gets wide out in the grass and spins out. Oh, my God. Oh, that has got to be painful. Oh, well. All right, back on track with you, Jagan. That's going to put Kobayashi Maru in fifth. That's okay. Jagan's going to make a comeback, I can feel. All right, so Mick is 2 seconds now atop the field. Scruffy is trying to make some kind of a move here that's going to get him closer. He's not letting himself get too far behind, but boy, if you can't get in the slipstream of this car, the only thing you can hope for is a mistake. And Glava is running a very tidy race. Not getting off track, not making any mistakes, staying fast. So doing a journeyman job. The Splatter now in fourth, he qualified third, so he's dropped a position. If he doesn't stay out of the gravel, we're going to drop another one. Come on, buddy. Hang in there. There you go. So he's finding the speed. Kobayashi Maru has good pace. He's dropped to 132. He had one ugly moment in lap 2. Otherwise, he's been consistent. And speaking of consistent, he has yet another penalty he is going to have to serve. These half-second penalties don't hurt too much on this track, but they're never good. And Rob comfortably in third. Trying to find his way under Glava's wing. Ooh, Scruffy has found some pace here. I don't know if Mick has made an error at some point in the last lap, but boy, Scruffy has picked up a half second to the good of Mick. Unless you're Mick, you may not think so. Now, Mick belongs to something called the Bandits Club, and we all thought, oh, that's a racing series. Tell us more about it. I says, nope, it's just a group of friends. They all like to get together and race, have a good time. It sounds like a terrific thing. It's one of the great things about Gran Turismo. It can be such a social experience, on top of being a lot of fun as a game. It's a great way for car people to get together and drink beer and tell lies in the virtual world. My goodness, a 129.8, and that isn't even the best lap. The best lap goes back a little earlier. Oh, here it is. It says just his most recent lap is his best lap at a 129.4. So, man, he's just banging it. Now 129.5 for Mark. That is no laughing matter. He's got two of them. Two 129.5s. So no wonder he's catching up. Mick's been really consistent, but I think Mark has been even a little bit more so. If you look, he keeps getting faster and faster with each lap. But don't cut the corner, or you're going to make a liar out of me. I know you're not listening to this, Mark, so you can't blame the commentator's curse. Oh, Mick, it's a lot of gravel. That's not going to help. And here comes Mark. Oh, man, he can taste it. Mark is drooling right now. Man, he thinks that's gonna give him the chance he needed. But frankly and oddly, he's not picking up a whole... Oh, God, I was wrong. Boy, he got through that chicane lightning quick. Wow. And suddenly finds himself on the rear wing. Up his chuff, as Scruffy Top likes to say. And that I will be adding to every conversation from here on. That was beautiful, sensational work through the final turn there before the start-finish line. Wow. So now that's causing Mick to have to think about what's standing in his mirror right now, because Scruffy Top is sucking his exhaust. Oh my God. And a little bit of a struggle getting around that one, but and Mick is, of course, really quick in this spot. Let's see who can get around the hairpin here. Oh yeah, Mick has just picked up a half second on him through that little series of turns. So who's quicker out of the hairpin? Oh, as Mick picks up a teensy bit of gravel again. Didn't seem to affect him though. No, he stayed on the green, and he is going great guns. Scruffy doing everything he can to find that slipstream. Let's see how Mark takes the chicane. Oh, my, look at this thing slide. Wow. Now, like I said earlier, the lobby's a little bit glitchy, so some of these slides may not actually be slides, but that one, that was for sure one. Absolutely a slide. And Mick has regained his pace and is now pretty firmly in P1. Let's go on back a ways. Let's see how our friends are doing. From P3 on down to P6. Looks like there's a pretty fair spread between the last four. There is. So all the interesting stuff right now is happening in the front between Mick and Scruffy Top. It picks up a second. That is gonna hurt. Oh, man. Mark is salivating right now. Saying, come on, man. All you gotta do is keep it on the track, man. Oh, his mind is racing right now, thinking, oh, I've just got to keep this thing on track. I've got to be precise. And he takes his penalty. And here comes Mark. Getting right under his wing and passes it. And Scruffy Top goes to the lead with Mick right on his fender. Mick gets a little wild, but holds on to it. And just a half second between the two of them coming into the straight, and Mick goes wide. And that will cost him. How much remains to be seen. Mick is still in the slipstream, but he doesn't have much of it. I don't know how much of an air pocket the LFA produces on a long straight. It doesn't look like much of one. I'm just going to let you keep an eye on this. This is a hell of a battle. So allow me to be quiet. Let's watch the race. Oh, man! Oh, Mick is going for the outside line, and that seems to be working very well for him. It seems to be where the speed is. Oh, now he looks to... I don't know if he's trying to slip him the dummy or he decided he wanted to take the inside part of that corner. But it didn't work out great for him. He got wide coming out. He picked up a lot of dirt, so he's going to have some dirty tires to deal with for a bit. And they seem to have cleaned off. It's not quite as slippery as he was a moment ago. Again, taking the outside line. And looking very fast doing it. So now he has full-on slipstream, and you can see the numbers are ticking down. Man, that fluorescent paint is crazy. It just glows. You can hardly make out what's on it. Sticker-wise, anyway. So, really cool livery from Mark. It's a little bit reminiscent of a fellow we used to race with named Andy. Andy always did a livery. It was orange and red and green, and it was just... Every livery was just like, oh man, right up under it. Wow. Yeah, we loved Andy's liveries. Certainly missed them. And hopefully one day we'll have the pleasure of his company on track again. But yeah, Mark's done a splendid job. Ooh, man. Mick, I don't know if that was a glitch, but I think Mick actually did go into the gravel just then. It seemed to have slowed him down some. Man, it's real glitchy. I don't know. Come on, PD. What's going on? Oh, boy. We are getting close to the end of the race here. This is very likely going to be the last lap coming up. Oh, excuse me. These are 20-minute runs. Okay, I'm sorry. Same Car Sunday has changed. Rather than doing 3:15s, we're doing 2:20s. Man, he is not letting go. Good Lord. But he get... Ooh, we're going to have to see what happened there. Let's hit the replay button in a moment, because looks like Mick had a bit of a struggle there. But he's come back. Boy, is he fast around that corner. My goodness, he really loves that series. I think Scruffy struggles a little bit with that series of turns. He's pretty good in the hairpin. You can see he's holding his own in the hairpin, but man, that loop with the sweeping left-hander and then the tight right just really seems to catch Mark off guard and is working strongly to Mick's advantage. Mick is fast. Oh, and he picks up another second. Oh, that's going to give Mark a lot of relief if Scruffy doesn't find some way to get around him and hold him off. Yeah, that has to hurt. I don't know what he did to deserve a 1-second penalty, but it must have been egregious. All right, how are we doing in the back here? As Mick should come up to serve his penalty shortly, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, gets the inside line, but can't make it stick. I guess he is just trying to give Mark something to think about. And both of these guys are going to be careful in this car. This car is pretty slippery, and you don't want to get too slidey when you're next to somebody. All right, let's see what's going on back here. Let's try fourth position, see where we're at. Okay, so Rob and Galvin having a real contest. Looks like Splatter has found his pace again, and he's given Galvin the what for. Right up his chuck, as my posh friend would say. Look at that. Oh my God, this is a tight one. Oh, I hate to pull away from this. We're going to have to see what's happening up front, because I believe Mick has served us. And Galvin gets a second. Oh, that's going to hurt. The only thing he can hope for is if Rob either gets a penalty or makes a pretty giant mistake. Because I think he is about to lose that podium position if he isn't fast coming around this last section. He has almost a full lap to pull away. That is a tall order when you've got somebody like Rob behind you. All right, let's go up front and see what's happening here. Scruffy picks up a half a second. Oh, the pain. Now, Mick is a second and a quarter behind, but all he has to do is find some way to get within a half second or so of Mark to make that half second penalty that he has work out and put him back into P1. We are 18 3/4 minutes into the race. Just a little bit of time to go. Mark is about to serve that penalty as he gets around this right-hander into the third sector. And boom, there he goes. Brakes come on momentarily. He's back on the throttle. But here comes Mick. Mick is charging. He is on a skunk hunt, buddy. And now within a half second going into the chicane. Right up on his pipe, sniffing his exhaust. If he gets any closer, he's going to need a kiss. Trying to get the inside line. Now Mick is right up on his buttocks. Pulling into the straight, lots and lots of slipstream. If he can just get in behind him enough. No, can't take advantage. Who's going to get into this right-hander the quickest? Looks like Mark got the advantage. Mark goes in and comes out really fast. Gets a great exit. Pulls another half a second away. And we are on the last lap. The Scruffy is just scrambling to hang on. Mick is trying so hard. Now less than a half a second inside on this last lap, and it gets crazy. Crazy coming around that big right-hand loop. Gets some gravel coming into the left-hander. And on to the back straight. With a 3/4 of a second lead is Mark. Mick trying desperately to get into that slipstream. Coming into the chicane. Hard on the anchors. Mark gets out beautifully, nice and clean. Still, just 3/10 separating them. Here we are on the last stretch, coming around the right-hander into the start-finish line. And to the checkered flag is Mark with a 3/10 of a second lead. Fantastic, gentlemen. What a race. Speaking of what a race, Splatter has made his way around Galvin for the final podium position. Takes it away with less than half a second gap between himself and Galvin. Cracking race, gentlemen. Oh, man, that was excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And Marky B, congratulations, my man. Just snatches it away from Mick. Quick Mick. Man, that was an achievement, my friend. Because you were racing a powerhouse. Oh, that was fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get my. Gonna have to get myself a cup of something to drink here and calm down. Hi, Will. Will's in the chat. Oh man, wish you were here. So hello, chat. Thanks for joining us. We got Will. Jag and Solo was on. I don't know how he managed to do that in race. So Splatter is changing the room setting now. We do a reverse grid in race 2. And that means that we are going to have Jag and Solo on pole position. Jag and Solo is quick. Jag and Solo has the capacity to win races. Oh, look, there's Willie. Oh, Willie, man, I hope you join up. Yeah. Tick in, please. Oh, fantastic. Well, listen, Rob is not listening to me right now. So, yeah, just go ahead and put a message in, Will. Rob needs to hear from you in the race chat. Let's see. No party chat right now, unfortunately, so there won't be any interviews. Yeah, look at that, man. Glava says hi to Willie Ham. Scruffy Top says hi to Willie Ham. You know what? I would love to see you get into the race, Will. You're going to give Mick and Scruffy a real run for their money. Will is one of those guys you really don't want to see behind you in a race. he is especially quick in these same car races. He's got a ton of skill. So we are fortunate to have him in race 2, and boy, I think we're about ready to have a show. Race 1 was pretty astounding, competition wise. But I think it's just about to get more so in race 2. We have a reverse grid, so folks that were behind in the previous race are going to be in front. So there's going to be a lot of overtaking. And here we are. Let's go ahead and get some information up. About ready to start the race. All right, folks, get ready for race 2. Here it comes. Reverse grid. Jag and Solo on pole position. Kobayashi Maru on the front row with him. Here we go. Kobayashi Maru gets a great launch. And with the inside track, this could get interesting. But Jag pulls away a tiny bit. Kobayashi Maru, though, takes advantage of that inside line. Grabs P1. Is Jagan going to be able to get him here in the corner? No, he does not. Jagan slows down a little bit. That gives Scruffy Toff a chance to come around the outside. Nothing doing so far. Oh, and he taps Justin, who then taps Splatter, and Splatter goes into second position. What has happened to Scruffy? Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to save that. Looks like Scruffy had an off. Let's go back and see. We got quite a race here between P1 and P2, and Justin is running away at the moment. Did Glava just go off? No, Glava's fine. It's just a glitch. And there's Mick, P5. Scruffy back in P6, and Will is in P7. Not sure what happened there. I'm going to go ahead to the replays. Kobayashi Maru picks up yet another penalty. All right, let's jump back and see if we can figure out what happened here. All right, so Mick and Willie Ham are having a little tete-a-tete. Oh, Scruffy got pushed. Unfortunately. Not sure who did it, but yeah, that put Scruff all the way back. Okay, so Will thinks he's taking the blame for it, and Will has moved to the back of the pack. So well done, Will, if that indeed was you. All right, back to the race, everybody. To the front, we have JJ, Splatter, and Jagan Solos made his way back into third position, getting a little wild there. Mick is now pulled up to P4. Scruffy Toff has come all the way from behind to take P5 away from Will and Glava. Glava looks like he has had a moment. We'll have to see what happened here with a 143 on his first lap. That may indicate a bit of a mishap. That is a full... Goodness, that's like full 9 seconds off of our race leader, Justin. Oh, man, Splatter takes a tumble into the dirt. Jag and Solo grab second position. And that puts Mick on his pipes. So now Mick has the inside on Splatter. Gets a little bit of grass. His tires are dirty. It could hurt him in the chicane. And it did. He was not able to make that corner, thanks to some dirty tires. So that saved Splatter's bacon. Which makes sense because that's what bacon does. Alright, so Mick is trying for the outside. Splatter hoping to close him off. As they get into the first hairpin. Splatter comfortably ahead for the moment, but gets wide. Mick snatches it. And here comes Mark. Trying to take advantage of that little bobble by Splatter. Decides he can't make his way on the outside, so he cuts in. Maybe trying to set up for this next turn here. This next hairpin. Oh, Scruffy gets a half second, so he cut the corner. So that's going to cost him. And boy, this is sketchy. It's a whole lot of... Oh, man, Scruffy is off. He's into the barrier. Oh, man. Mark, meet Barry. Let's get back to the front. Okay, Kobayashi Maru has served his penalty. He slammed on his brakes. He's back on the gas. Jag and Solo now starting to pick up a little bit of space on Justin. Yeah, he's got that half second in the bag. And could be, if he gets around this next turn cleanly and safely, may find his way into Justin's slipstream. But he does not, and Justin stays comfy in first position. Let's go on back. How's Mick looking? Mick is all by himself here with about 2 seconds space either way. Not so for Splatter and Will. And Rob has got the wrong guy in his mirror. Oh, somebody takes out a cone. Yeah, not the guy you want to have in your mirror, Rob. Will has gone with the Ghost White liver today. And, and Splatter's right up on Mick. What's happened here? Man alive. We have got a pack going here now. This can only work. And Kobayashi Maru is down to third. What has happened, son? Back to second position. Man, I tell you what, it is getting crazy down there. Yeah, Kobayashi Maru has had a moment. That's dropped him back from first into the pack in P3. I do not... Oh, and he goes up. Man, JJ's gone off into the dirt. So dirty tires coming down through the sweeper here. And way off into the kitty litter. Kicks up a mountain of dust. And Scruffy Toff is all the way back at the rear again, thanks to that little smash into the barrier. So he and Kobayashi Maru are having a hell of a rough time here. What's that going to do for Glava? Well, not much. He's many, many seconds in the rear. So that means Jag and Solo, with about 13 and a half minutes to go, has got a pretty substantial lead. It's thanks to a few errors by several of our other drivers. And here comes Will, trying to find a way in on Mick. This promises to be quite the fight. Mick taking that wide line. Too wide, he's into the grass. So dirty tires coming into this nasty hairpin. And that takes him wide. Just misses going into the grass. But that puts Willie in P2. Just doesn't have clean enough tires, doesn't have the grip, and goes wide. And then Willie says, "Thank you very much," as Mick goes wide yet again, picks up some gravel on the left side. So more dirty tires going into the sweeper. That's going to pull him wide, and that's going to make Splatter hungry. Oh, looking for the inside, can't quite get it. Backs off. Smart move on the part of Rob, who, had he insisted on taking that position, could very well have ended both their races. So, very wise maneuver. Back to Jag and Solo in the lead now with a 2.5 plus. Looking really good. Must be feeling great to be holding P1 at least part of the race. This is a tough crowd. Now he's going to have Willie in his mirror here, so he needs to get a move on. Not a guy you want behind you. Or in front of you. And there's Mick still slipping and sliding. He's trying to get a handle on this Lexus. Not the easiest thing to do in the world. It must be because you're on the wrong side of the car, Mick. That's the only thing I think to explain it. Oh, such an American sometimes. There's Kobayashi Maru, picks up a full second. Gets a little bit wide. Not too bad. He's in 5th with lots and lots of space between himself and Glava. So, shouldn't hurt him too much with regard to P5, but this ain't going to help him get any closer to Rob. Alright, back to Jag and Solo. Let's see what Willie has in store for Jaggin. Fortunately, no penalties for either one of them, so this is looking to be the battle on track that you want to watch. Jaggin still with the second lead, so unlikely that Will's going to have much of a slipstream. It's really going to come down to who's better in the corners, I think. Oh man, and it might just be Willie. Willie takes the outside line, the faster line. Which he's going to do. He's not going to cut the curb here in that car. He's keeping it off the curbs as much as he can, trying to keep the grip on the macadam. And now, just a hair's breadth away from snatching P1 from Jaggin. Jaggin's got his work cut out for him. Boy, leave it to Will to be a Johnny-come-lately and take everybody's race away from him. Oh, Will. There's going to be a lot to talk about in the race chat as he gets right. Oh, man. You get any closer, you're going to have to meet Jaggin's parents. Good Lord. Oh, and he goes wide. Doesn't catch any grass, though. He just gets into the the green non-grass there. And so far, he has got P1. Not by much. And now he grabs it. Jaggin takes the inside, but who's got the... Oh, and Jaggin, did he go off? Oh, my God, he went off. Oh, that's too bad. Man, just struggling to hold on to that position. Everything he could do to get down deep into that corner and find a way to get around Will, but nothing doing, and that slides him back into P3. And now Mick, quick Mick, is gunning for Will. Getting very slidey. I don't know how he's turning so hard. See what he's doing to his tires. Oh yeah, he's scraping a lot of rubber off those tires. So he's pushing that car to its limit right now. Oh man, is he close. I don't know where he came from, but holy cow, he got there in a damn hurry. Now Will is much tidier through the chicane. and gets a few tenths back from Mick. But yeah, Mick is quick on the straights. He is right on his tailpipe, stuffing himself under that wing. I don't know why he's not following off the bumper. He's taken kind of an edge of the car in front of him, and he's picking up a lot of extra wind, which he doesn't really want to do. He needs to stay lined up with the car in front of him. Okay, now he's right on him. Now he's taking advantage of that arrow. Oh boy, is he close. Sorry about the juddering. You're not getting a completely realistic feel of this race. Let's see what we're experiencing inside of Mick's car here. Yeah, it's a lot of juddering up ahead. You see Willie's just wiggling like a pooping dog. Looks like we've got some competition in the back of the pack. Boy, the interesting stuff's happening up here. This is for all the marbles. Mick came out well in race 1. He got a P2. Mark's got the fastest lap, yet here he is in P7. It's really unfortunate. He's having trouble keeping that car on the track. I don't think he's had much, if any, practice. Mark's been pretty busy. As Will starts to pull away and is about to get a second on Mick, unless he keeps getting too wide in that turn. Alright, let's see what's going on behind these guys here. Looks like Splatter and Jaggin Solo are still hard at it. Splatter has managed to find his way around Jaggin and snatch P3 from him. Takes the wide line, too wide, gets a little grass. Doesn't seem any the worse for it. How's it going to work out for him in this turn? He's had to slow down a little bit to keep him sliding out with his dirty tires, and boy did that work to Jaggin's advantage. Still a little slippery, still waiting for those tires to clear off. And Jaggin knows it. Jaggin has kept it on the asphalt, and his reward is about to be banging bumpers with his good friend Rob. Both get through the chicane beautifully. Alright, here we are on the last corner. Oh man, let's stick with this one right here. I know our race leaders are really close right now, but let's stick on this just for the moment and see if the slipstream works out for Jag. It does, and Rob gets a little wild, dropping down into the hairpin, or sorry, into the right-hander. Comes around the loop-de-loop into the 45-degree. I'm going to call this corner double wide because that's what you do. You come out double wide, much wider than you think. Ooh, he's trying to get around his outside. Takes the inside line. I think he was trying to do a little bit of an over-under there, but not really. Here we go. Okay, you going to give him the dummy here? Yeah, can't make it stick. Still. You have so much of an air pocket that you're not taking advantage of, strangely. All right, good race within the race. Back to the front. Let's see what's happening with our two race leaders here. Looks like Mick has dropped way back. Just can't keep up with the mighty Willie Ham. As soon as Willie jumped into the room, I had a feeling. And it looks like he has snatched the fastest lap of the race with his previous lap. Oh no, with this just his last lap. Yeah, 129 zip. Not a 129.1. And that is the last we'll see of Scruffy Tops 129.3. Scruffy, though, boy, he has been consistent from lap 7 out. Not going to be, I mean, maybe some consolation, but it's not going to be much in the way of getting him closer to the front, I'm afraid. Just too many mishaps on track. Alright, so we still have Jag Solo in fourth position. He is still gunning for Rob. A few scratches on the front for his trouble. That's not going to buff out. Robert just keeping it steady, playing it cool. Doesn't seem to be letting that guy in his mirror affect his race any. He's just learning his race. Just driving how he drives. So Jaggin getting right into his slip. Now gets the inside on him. Let's see if he can make anything happen here. Yep. So far so good. Oh man, does Jaggin go wild? Yeah, just a little bit. Can't hang on to it. So that helps out Rob for a moment. And he'll have the inside line on the 45-degree turn coming into double wide. Takes the preferred wide line. Does not deter Jag. He is trying to find a way around the inside. Seems like every time you get an inside line, it gets snatched away from you. But here it is. Oh, takes the spot. Takes P3 away from Rob for the moment. Picks up a little gravel. And now Rob has to tuck back in behind him. So, well-driven Jag with just 26 seconds left in the contest. You guys are going to have to give it a mighty push because we are coming to the finish. Now, our boys up front are going to have to make up one more lap. Looks like Jaggin and Splatter are going to get through to make it one more lap. So this is going to give Rob... Oh, no, you're not... It's not over, man. It's not over. No. No spinning out. Jaggin apparently thought that was the final lap and was partying, and that cost him a position in at least a second and a half. Oh, Kobayashi Maru's race is done. Scruffy's race is about to finish as well. Gives us a nice little slide. Here comes Glava in the Mars bar. On the final turn. Let's go on back to the front here. So Glava's going to finish P7. Will has lost a little time now. He's just 1.2 seconds ahead. So that 2.5 second lead he had is gone. So that means Mick on the final lap may have his work cut out for him, but he's got a legitimate shot at this. Coming into the chicane, if Will makes any kind of a mistake at all, it could cost him, but it looks like he's going to be nice and tidy. Got a lot of bumps and bruises on that white LFA. Oh, Will is struggling to get around this corner. Not quite enough for Mick as Willie takes the checkered flag. No! What happened? Oh, man, Will must... Oh, my gosh, Will. What happened, buddy? Do you feel like you did something wrong? Well, you know, fair play, Will. I think that's really kind of you. So Mick grabs the checkered flag. Will comes to a dead stop. Here comes Jaggin Solo. And Jaggin is going to take P2. He got around... he got around Splatter somehow. My goodness, let's go to the replay really quick. Let's see if we can get it. Nope, he's already in P3. He's already got around Splatter. He did it somehow. Never caught it. Well, sorry, boys. We'll have to go to the replay and make that part of our weekend review. Brilliant race, though. Brilliant race. Will, you are going to have to go ahead and cross the start finish line because everybody else's race is done. Jag and Solos, OMG. Yeah, OMG is right. Oh, that was fantastic. Wow, what a cracker. Oh man, fantastic. So, congratulations, Mick. Fantastic job. Fantastic job by Will, too. I don't know why he decided to pause. Maybe it's because he came in late. Dunno. He raced brilliantly, gotta say. Oh, Lordy, I hope somebody saved that replay. I completely forgot to save the first race. Oh, man. Please tell me you saved it. That was such a good race. And it's going to make a great candidate for a weekend review. Don't count my points, guys, says Will. That's going to be up to our team principal. But boy, we are sure glad you joined, Will. That just made it ever so much more fun. Man, they are so much fun. Will says these cars are so much fun. He's absolutely right. Boy, well done, boys. Fantastic. Can't wait to see how this thing, what this thing produces for our weekly review. Guys, thanks again for racing. Thanks everybody for joining who joined us live. Gentlemen, ladies, thanks for joining the YouTube chat. We will see you again on Monday for the Group 4 series. This is going to be race number 2. You are welcome, Rob. We're going to have race number 2 in the Group 4 series coming up. We had a great race last week that unfortunately did not get on the comms because of some issues with the lobbies, and we're hoping those have been addressed completely. So we will be having comms tomorrow. We are going to have Marky B on the comms, so you don't have to listen to my god-awful voice. So for everybody here at Generation X Racing, ta-ta for now. Thanks for joining us. We will see you tomorrow for Group 4. Take care.